The versatility he has in his flow is its own vibe.
And now he's producing?
Go subscribe. Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to Brews and Reviews. It's Knowledge, and today I'm reviewing Sunset Crest Drive by KAAN. This is his fourth official project of the year. It follows Long Time No See and Kaizen Parts 1 and 2. He returns here with a mostly self-produced project. There's only 3 tracks on this which aren't produced by KAAN directly, and I don't think I've ever really heard his production before. Maybe 1 or 2 tracks on some past projects. I don't know. Somebody can let me know in the comments if KAAN has released anything that he's produced before, but I really think this is the first that we've ever heard, and it's impressive for him to handle the bulk of an album, especially when you hear some of these beats not having that experience before. Let's see if his beats live up to his rhymes. From the opening track, he wastes no time being the sole producer on this, Queeros, and frankly, I'm impressed with his production. It has a stellar bass line over some airy melodies, and he fits his own style perfectly. But maybe that's not saying much, because as a rapper, we already know that he adapts his style to many different types of beats, so he's adapting to himself here. And lyrically, he has a moment of honesty and reflection. It ain't that many options for me. I am not that skilled. Dropped out of college trying to rap. I threw my hat in the field. If I knew then what I know now, I'd reassess the decision. Unable to tell you if I'm losing or winning, I don't know. Every little step. Here we go, a little soul beat from KAAN. And he's saying it's too easy, maybe referring to rapping and producing, the fact that he can do it all. He does seem effortless on both, and I really like his flow on this. It's different from the KAAN that we know, even though we know he already has a sick flow, but we get so much content from him that we get spoiled when his ill flow just doesn't stand out as much as it could if it were a little bit more novel. But the flow on this is very unique for him, almost more griminess in his voice to go over the smoothness of the sample, and I like that juxtaposition a lot. Korea, frequent collaborator Bleverly Hills handles the production on this one. Almost an old school type of DOS effects vibe on this, and he shouts out his producer, comparing their collabs to classic collaborators of the past like Michael Jordan and Phil Jackson. Doesn't get much better in collaboration than that. Not much more success, at least. And he also compares it to Quincy Jones and Michael Jackson. Much success from their project, Thriller. KAAN says, me and Blev like Michael and Phil. Mikey Quince off the wall with the Thriller feel. It's getting real. We ain't concerned with a record deal. I need some peace of mind, acres and some land with 100 mil. Hustle. We got a nice sample here. It sounds like it's from some Western soundtrack. Maybe not, but that's the vibe that I'm getting off of the sample. And I always note how each KAAN album has its own distinct vibe that distinguishes it from other projects. That's largely due to him working with one producer on one project and working with different producers. But I honestly haven't found that real cohesive vibe on this one that separates it from the others. However, I think the versatility he has in his flow throughout is its own vibe. Look to this chorus alone. We haven't heard a chorus like this from KAAN in the past. And I really like the subtle beat switch too, where it almost sounds like he's freestyling before the last chorus. And this switch, I think, proves without a doubt that he's really nice on the beats. Not for me. We got a great vocal sample here. It sounds really familiar, but I can't quite place it. Maybe somebody else used it. I'm not too sure, but nevertheless, he chops it up nicely, and he's kicking some lyrics about persevering through pain and struggle to achieve the dream. Take Me Back, another good sample here, and it's kind of interesting that he mentions Bo Jackson from the jump, since that's also the name of one of the best albums of the year, in my opinion, from Boldy James. But I think it's just a coincidence because Boldy was using it like a nickname for himself, but KAAN is using it more of a sports metaphor about running over obstacles, and there's a bunch of athletic metaphors running throughout his verse, like when he says, in a different league, nah, we ain't teammates. I want to make a play, but they're waiting on the replay debate. I don't feel shit. I am numb to the core. Dedicated. I am staying the course. Motivated by the singular source. And I'm back in the gym with the pen like a sport. Amedeo Tommasi was a famous composer, and no doubt KAAN has named his track after the sample that he's using. And hip-hop fans might recognize some of Amedeo's music because it was also sampled by Joey Badass, or for Joey Badass, on the track Jesus View. But this particular track was the lead single released off of this project, and in my opinion, still probably the best beat on the album. I'm really vibing to this, and lyrically KAAN goes one verse here that's chock full of metaphors and wordplay. He says, I made it out the kennel where they kill you, hell nah. All dogs don't go to heaven. Acrobat the chains and the cages. I'm using my internal GPS for the matrix. Red pill, blue pill, I take them. These motherfuckers selling they souls to get famous. With care, with this type of sample and slow soul vibes, I thought that KAAN might slow it down a little bit here. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with going fast over a slower beat. That style and sound is usually cool and appealing. But with KAAN, we get so much rapid fire flow that slowing it down would do two things that I think would help him out in reaching a wider audience or hitting harder. Number one is you could focus more on what he's saying, and he could put some of those incredible deep lyrics that he's known for kicking on display where casual listeners can pick them up on a casual listen. The second thing that it would do is make it, when he really displays the vocal acrobatics that we know he can do, it would make those stand out a little bit more. If he slowed down the flow on a track like this, but then was going rapid fire like he does on a lot of his tracks, you'd be banging, nodding your head again instead of just getting complacent and spoiled by the incredible flow that KAAN always gives us. That being said, his flow is amazing here, and he gets extra points for rhyming better than ever with Nebuchadnezzar. And I was looking for a lot of these dope samples that he's used throughout the project. I actually found this one, but I'm not going to reveal it because I don't know if he cleared it, so I'm not going to be a sample snitch on here, but it is a great use of the sample. In My Way, a standout chorus and deep bass hits give us an introspective vibe, and KAAN reflects, but no, I'll never define myself by my position. Listen, this is years of repetition, dedication, and persistence. It's a blessing and a curse. No one is bigger than me when it gets to the point that respect is the last thing that I need. And I'm going to drink to this track, and I'm drinking an Oktoberfest from Founders. I'm going to do a lot of Oktoberfest over the next month or so because I love the Marzen flavor, and it's the time of year for it. This is a 6% Marzen. Very tasty. Let's get back to the project. What can I say about KAAN that I haven't already said in other reviews? I just wish that more people would say it. This man needs his flowers. He's just as hardworking as Griselda with the output, and much, much doper with the flow. One of the dopest flows out right now. He makes several projects per year that are all distinct from each other, and now he's producing. To me, this is another good album. It's not a standout to me in his catalog overall, but it's a nice introduction to his beats and a good holdover between K.A.A.N and whatever great project he's going to put out next. I'm going to give this an 8 out of a 12-pack. Thank you for watching my review of KAAN's Sunset Crest Drive. If you like this, go ahead and hit like now and hit me up in the comments. If you didn't like it, also let me know why in the comments. I drop hip-hop and hops-related content consistently, so subscribe to my channel now. And until I see you next time, keep on. The man says subscribe.
But if he's on his channel saying that somebody's album is better than mine, unsubscribe to him.
No, your album's the best, man.
There you go. Subscribe.
Yeah.
Subscribe.